Hello, welcome back. The Only Try Football Podcast, hosted by me, Kent, not AY, for those looking from here. The beautiful blue state of New Jersey, not a Commonwealth. To my west, as he always is.
That's
And
right.
he is to AY's west also. So
Double
those
duty.
intro. Dan, how we doing?
Double duty this week, which
Yeah.
was really equates to single duty considering these are two separate podcasts. So of two separate abbreviated podcasts, to be clear. So
I don't think it'd be wrong to say double duty, but more so double dipping. You're getting extra helping.
it's
You're
true.
going
Extra
back to second.
information,
You're going for
isolated
second
thoughts.
Yeah.
Yep.
And for those that did not see on the first one, we had, and those that were looking for AY, you can get that on the previous pod to this video podcast. Yeah, you had picks there from AY, of course. None from Dan. He'll be providing his today.
I did pick Washington State already. I said I can guarantee I'm taking Washington State against the Beavs.
There you go. In the rematch.
That's right.
He guarantees he's taking them. Is it enough of a guarantee to be guaranteed elsewhere? That's the question. Was he that emphatic about it that he'd be putting it down somewhere else? We'll see.
Not on the board yet.
Was there? Did you guys already recap the weekend that was as well?
We did, but I mean, if you want to give your thoughts on it.
No, it was for one. I say it every time I'm out there. West Coast sports viewing, the very best. You're waking up 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. You got games on by 9. It's excellent. You're out there. You're going to get your morning coffee. Weather's gorgeous down there in Southern California. Sunny Southern California. I understand why people love it so much. But as a result, I did not get to see too much of the games. I did have sneak peeks in on the Oregon and USC. Obviously, on that side of the coast, I was the same time zone as them. So I had that on. Watched some of that Oklahoma game, pretty gross, as all their games are. What else do we have here? Tree. We have that one bit of news. Will Cox getting axed as a result of not being able to get the axe from Stanford and Frank Reich sincerely putting his bid in for the Stanford job over there. It's funny because they have that same situation going on over there across the bay with Rivera running things as Andrew Luck does, and the California Cal Brass are probably like, if Stanford's doing it, we got to do it, right? So we'll see what happens there. But yeah, Tennessee as well, laying it on Florida. That was pretty good to see. Northwestern Minnesota barn burner there. I think Minnesota missed a field goal at the end to tie it, send it to overtime, hopefully, but they didn't. And what else was there? Nothing too much. I mean, everybody was on their Sun Belt SEC Challenge. Good week. Dan, how was we all had it pegged there down in Atlanta. Now
yeah, we went to that. Yeah, couldn't execute. I think the funniest reaction I saw that couldn't execute the blowout. Actually, was there twice, 28-0 lead, and then 35-14 on the Georgia Tech 38-ish.
Yeah,
only to be made interesting down the stretch with a just an all-timer, the fake punt. I do not know.
Amazing.
The explanation's out there for consumption. I just, it's been 3 years and counting I've been out, so nothing.
Nothing can compare, though, to what AY witnessed with Syracuse starting a lacrosse player at quarterback. Notre Dame having a 21-point lead before their offense takes a single snap. It's honestly one of the most amazing things you'll witness. I think something like this probably safely bet that Fran Brown will be back at Syracuse next year and not taking another job anywhere else. But anyways, got the Pac-12 After Dark kick coming up this week, and Pitt. What are the scenarios here? You got to win, and
that's the stupid part.
Right?
Yeah, I said I'll have nothing left to rant about come next week if Pitt wins, and then if the Zimas and SMU hold serve. So I said I amazingly said whatever 2 weeks ago, if they just win the last few ACC games, then the rest will work itself out. Well, as it turns out, that would not be the case.
Sure.
And I shouted out on Monday. I shouted out Brom, the skeleton crew. He trotted out there. I mean, it was a disgrace. It was like the first six player they showed saying like not available today, out today. So I've never liked that guy to begin with, and he didn't do himself any favors with that.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, they would need either SMU or Virginia to lose. I still think we'll get to it later. I think one of those has a chance, and I'm certain it's fairly obvious who I'm going to potentially go against. But yeah, the toughest of the three is probably the Woka Janet. Like I will be absolutely stunned if they were to beat SMU.
Right.
And then the other two.
Wait, so you need one of those to happen, or you need all of them to happen?
No, just one of them. That was the thing. Like it was like they needed.
One, yeah.
I mean, Virginia sucks, so they should have lost 2 games by now. I mean, they have 2 ACC games counted as ACC games. So it's bizarre. And I've said this before, the sport that has done itself no favors over the last 48 months, to have a 3-way tie of 1-loss teams, not some, Fakakta, everybody's 5-3 or something like that. No, to have a 3-way tie of 1-loss teams.
What did you get when you have an 18-team fucking league?
That's right. For no reason, of course. That's the problem. If there were any benefit to this, it would just be like, that's tough. But there's no benefit to it, so it makes it all the more frustrating that there's somehow no head-to-head games between those 3 teams.
Amazing.
It is. So, and yeah, it really sucks for me because off the Pitt games at noon, and then those games are in the evening on Saturday. So you'd be waiting around all day, and then whenever, I'm not looking forward to it. Put it that way. I said, what did I say? Something about giving them a waiver. That was the other thing. Giving the ACC issuing a waiver that Virginia sucks and thus is not eligible for the ACC title game. That would be nice.
Yeah. Well, we shall see. We're picking some of those games today? It does not look like we have SMU or Woke, though. So
I don't think we had that one on there now.
No,
that one, no need.
Oh, we know Dan will be pushing the pillars there.
Well, I mean, it's again the fact that they're
the most difficult pillar to push, but we're pushing nonetheless.
The fact that there has to be if a team that would go, what would that be 7-1, and then has to root for team, like, it's idiotic. And not of that one loss to be to one of the other teams they'd be tied with. It's just
pretty crazy. Top heavy league.
Yeah.
You know what that sounds like? That sounds like my basketball league, men's league basketball.
Yeah. You got a raw deal.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. But I unlike you, was not at the top of that league. We were mid pack, just with a very difficult schedule. All right. Well, we mentioned
you don't want to talk about your game?
Oh yeah, that was very cathartic. It was nice to get a win. That Michigan State game was gross, like I said in our discussion last week, and it was nice to have a wire-to-wire, easy, celebratory win. Everything was working there. Records were being broken. It was great to see Terry do it out there in the 409 pin. He was mobilizing some support from certain factions within the donor base, and I know that rubs some people the wrong way, but I mean he's he's making his case, and all the more power to him. I hope he gets a fair shake. And from what I hear, I am very disturbed and kind of scared about who may be coming down the pipe if rumors are to be believed.
Would they be better off giving him the Deshaun treatment? We obviously know it didn't end well for Deshaun, but
no,
were they just
from what I understand, he may be, if this rumored mystery man out of the blue hire falls through, which it sounds like they're like at the altar right now.
Alex Jones?
Could be Alex Jones. Yeah. Pate said it last night on his podcast that he'd give anybody 15 tries and you won't come up with the name. He was stunned when he heard this name.
Pat Narduzzi. There it is.
Amazing. I am very scared because at first when I heard Mystery Man and there was a little bit of smoke at the end of last week, you're thinking, what kind of big name are they talking about here? But then you start going down the list of extensions, and if DeBoer is indeed out, or not out, but he's not, even if he does lose to Auburn, he'll be staying there. Then you start going down the list, you're like, oh wait, you're getting into, is the mystery name somebody so outlandish that everybody's like, what the fuck?
Right. Yeah.
As far as earth shattering, so earth shattering the other direction, not a good thing.
Yeah.
And he appears to be going that way, but we'll see because it does seem like the smoke on Chesney has also dissipated a little. So we shall see. I won't go full. We're on a holiday weekend here. I don't need to. For those that are listening, don't want to keep you here longer than you need to be. And we will get more into the coaching carousel soon hereafter. I think I'm hoping. It sounds like things are getting done here. So by the time we talk next on the other side of the weekend, we may be talking about new coach being introduced. So we shall see.
All right. Slate it
is. We mentioned the Wilcox news note. I don't think anything else.
We didn't. What happened with Wilcox?
Yeah, I don't think we're hiring. I don't think Penn State's hiring him. But I'm just saying. We mentioned the note that he was let go, and I think that was just about it, right?
I didn't even know that. Is that on our news and notes up above?
No, he was let go by Cal. That's what I mentioned in the Stanford 5.
Okay. Sorry. I got lost there. Sorry.
Yeah, no worries. All right, here we go. Ole Miss, Mississippi State. I was hoping this would be on that Thursday night like it usually is. Instead, it is Friday morning news. We could go into the carousel again here, but things increasingly seeming like it's going to be LSU. But then I think Florida, again, feeling somewhat better after the news this weekend that it was basically done for LSU. So we shall see. I don't think Mississippi will be his home any longer after the way things are progressing. And, if that's the case, I don't think that they'll lose here to Mississippi State, but I don't think he'll stay there for the playoff run here if they win. And I believe if they win and, things hold to chalk, Texas A&M loses. They still wouldn't get in over Georgia, I don't think so.
We were going through. AY had it. They just need. I think Georgia needs to win. No, well, they're already done with their SEC. They just need A&M to lose, and they're in.
Yeah.
Or obviously Alabama if they were to lose to Auburn.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what the. I guess they would need. I think Ole Miss needs Bama and A&M to lose.
Right.
And then they would get a rematch with Georgia.
Okay.
Yeah, we did cover that on Monday. But I think those are the scenarios there.
Okay.
Scenarios.
Mississippi State has played pretty well. I feel like, the more I thought about it, the more I started leaning the other direction where everybody's talking about distractions and, laying the team, where their head's at. They may be going into it with a, last dance type of mentality. And Lane, he may want to go out on top here. something to celebrate with his guys. I think the way college football is these days, everything's much more and more business, and I think that to an extent, I think the players understand it. So they wouldn't, I don't think, fault him. I think plenty of them would go with him to his next stop. So I think they'll play hard and try to close it out on a strong note here. I'll lay the points here with Lane.
Same here. You good to Steno? You're not thrown off by this two-man group here?
No, I'm good. I'm good. All right. And I also have AY's picks off to the side. I can't see them, so I'm not looking at them. No influence, no collusion.
What if we did just do like a 10-minute preview where we just pick the opposite of AY's?
I can't see it right now, and I've got our screen very small here, so I'm not even seeing the screen. I can't read the screen that is shared by Dan here. We've got Utah here coming up. Oh, we didn't talk about this game. The Utah Kansas State game. Unfreaking. How do you lose after rushing for 478 yards?
How did this team lose this many games this season? I don't understand it.
Did you see he was crying afterwards also?
No,
he cried in the press conference because he said he's tired of I guess Kansas State's fan base, a little fat and sassy out there. They're saying they want to change. They want to change.
Wow.
Climate.
He's had a couple nice years there.
Yeah, a little fat and sassy over there. I think they've forgotten. I mean, with Texas and Oklahoma leaving, a lot of people thought Kansas State would fall into that void and fill it. Can't say that I'm enthused with the way my second favorite team has progressed here, but
this was a chips in season, I would say, to a degree. Other than
to a degree, yeah. Largely very disappointing, especially how much they invested in a very, not to say he can't get there his senior year, but up to this point, it has certainly been disappointing.
Yeah, they were the favorite.
Yep, they were the favorite for sure. And even I saw something about even with that 478 yards they had in the game, they're still like 10th in the conference in rushing.
Oh my gosh!
So
what happened to Tar in that one? But
I don't know. They found a way to get it done. It was with a fourth down conversion, 50-something yard run by
Dampier.
And now they got Kansas. Who knows how much life Kansas has left in them? They've had a pretty. I mean, I don't know what expectations necessarily were coming into the season, but they lost a couple of difficult games, and I don't think a quarterback in that offense has necessarily been up to par, or at least what people were hoping for. So I'll take Utah to take care of business here again. I'll lay it on the road. I'm worried. 2 straight favorites on the road. I don't like it, but I will also lay it here. I think Utah. They had their scare last week. They are, they need. I don't think they can even if Texas Tech and BYU lose this week, I don't think they can make it in. Maybe they're thinking they can impress the committee enough here. The committee holds them in high esteem, but I think it'd be very difficult for them not to be able to. Or I think it'd be difficult for them to make it into the playoff here at this point. So
are we just saying that 11 and 12 are going to be the only two? Like you really just have to be a top 10 for at large, right?
I think so.
It's going to be. It's not going to be. It's going to be. It'll be 11 and 12 will be occupied outside of the top 12, so to speak. So 10 is the spot to get to. So yes, they need. I mean, right now they need Pitt to win. They need. I mean, that's the thing too. BYU, if they win this week and then they lose to the rematch to Tech, do you not still just put BYU in over Utah?
Yeah, you have to.
So it's they're drawn dead. They need Auburn. They need they might need the tree.
Yeah, they need everything. Every pillar.
Talk about that is pushing pillars in its true
sense.
That
is pushing pillars. Hey, control what you can control here. Blowout win. Do the Ohio State and the Big Ten championship game here, 55-0 against KU, and see if the committee will put you in. Are you going Tar?
Oh, sorry, no, Kansas actually.
Yes,
I'm with A here, even though you can't see it. This game, He is. I mean, I get it's a rivalry game, but come on, AY.
Come on.
I've got Nebraska here.
Yeah, I think so, especially after they literally were dead last week against Penn State. I don't understand what the game plan. They're coming off a bye too.
I know. Yeah.
I know that I had taken Nebraska in the points there, but as the game got closer and that line continued to drop, I did end up wagering on the beloved Lions there. So you'd always want to be right, but a little emotional hedge there for me, I guess.
Yeah, you can still be happy if they won by 3.
Yeah, true. Would have cost me.
I'm talking about from the pick standpoint, though.
From the pick standpoint,
yeah.
I'm also going to go with Nebraska here. I think it is hard to see them laying an egg the way that they did, and you got this rivalry game, or if you want to consider it that. I'll take Nebraska here. Not on maybe on the field even. I mean, Iowa, they did absolutely nothing against Michigan State last week. It was disgusting again.
Right.
Well, maybe looking ahead to this game. Listen, Nebraska, they lose here. Is it a disappointing season for them? What are they, 7-5 then at that point?
I think yes, but you're talking about Iowa or Nebraska?
Nebraska. I think both. I mean, either or.
I think I think everyone's mileage varies, and it's frankly not very far, whatever the mileage ends up being for people. Raiola going out did have an impact.
Yeah, for sure.
You can certainly explain that away. What's that?
I was going to say it's hilarious because after that UCLA game, there was rumblings of is Nebraska better with Latif?
Right. Yeah.
Is he better than Raiola?
Yeah.
So. But yes, I definitely, especially after this past weekend.
It's got to be. I mean, you start off. They had that nice win against Cincy, who's put together a halfway decent year. That was another thing. I don't think we got to. I texted you guys about Kalani's voodoo really is something.
He is. Oh, that is the other side of that. That is where I got to as far as you go down the list 15 deep.
Oh, yeah.
Kalani and State College.
I'm telling you, that's my whatever.
I wouldn't want him only because I think he's used up all his voodoo. He's going to bring an empty tank to State College.
There could be maybe Penn State will become an LDS school.
Yeah,
maybe that's
blue and white.
So, but yeah, I got we haven't gone to the next game. But that was crazy that Cincy BYU. I only watched the last 9 minutes of it, and I was just like, what the hell's going on here? You didn't give a pick on this next game, right? Between the hedges.
I did not yet. I'm going to lay the points here. I think that's a dead team over there.
Georgia Me too.
Tech. The way that Georgia is playing these, they're playing as hot as anybody. Probably, better than anybody not named Ohio State. I'll take Georgia here to lay them again. Technically on the road, but in the ATL. So
yeah, I didn't comment on this. I don't think the first part, but Key's expression during some parts of that game, he was absolutely baffled that his team was doing it. I was like, this team has been the leaning tower of Pisa against teams that Pitt's destroyed. Why is he just like a blank stare, just puzzling that they would be making plays against his team when, again, inferior teams were giving the same guff. Yeah, that was interesting. So maybe he was convinced that they were the bee's knees. I don't know.
Yeah.
They are Yellow Jacks after all. Yeah, I'm going Georgia as well. I think it's just tough. That was a really big moment. I've been deciding all week. I thought in the moment, but if Dave Pasch just bet on Georgia Tech or he was consumed by the moment there, because I said to AY, he was doing the thing where you're down. They were down 35-14, I think, and he's like, they're going too slow. With 10 minutes left, I was like, if I had a bet on Georgia Tech right now, I'd be yelling about the same exact thing. Whereas it's a 3-touchdown game in the fourth quarter. Maybe the play-by-play starts to almost check out a little bit, but he was locked in. So credit to his level of engagement, or shout out to his losing Georgia Tech bet. So
shout out. All right. Should we be reading off what AY has just to recap for people?
No, I think folks.
All right. Okay.
Can hopefully manage consuming too. I didn't get it. If I would have given my picks on both and said pretty much the same thing on both, then I get it, especially as bad as my picks have been this year. But
all right.
I chimed in here and there, but that was about
We're getting into some interesting territory here. I am very excited about this one. Texas A&M had their Sanford, their bye week here leading into Texas. Roles are reversed from last year. Texas was highly ranked and went into College Station last year. Now they're playing spoiler. I think even with the win here, Texas is probably not going to make it, right?
Yeah, talk about disappointing years.
Yeah. Second most disappointing year next to the ones in Central Pennsylvania, I think.
Yeah. Or Scar. Both Scar representatives.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. Maybe the orange ones.
Yep.
I don't know about the cockadoodle ones.
But they were, what were they, 12?
10 or 11, I think.
10 or 11, yeah.
But that was grossly overrated, I think.
We all agreed that.
They were 10 or 11, and they had a 7.5 win over under. It made 0 sense.
Puzzling, yep.
Made 0 sense. I think I am of the opinion that Texas A&M, they played some close games throughout the year. Obviously, that Scar game was gross. Arkansas game, they gave up some points. Arch, for all the hype coming in, and then that immediate fall from grace, his last month of the season, he's played pretty well. And dare I say, even better than quarterback on the other side, right? And so yeah. Reed, obviously, he led that comeback against South Carolina, but he should have thrown 8 interceptions in that first half. He couldn't see. He looked like, I said it before, it looked like he was wearing his helmet backwards. They had no couldn't see through it, see out of it. I'm going to take the Horns here at home. I think they're going to get it done on the road, at home, which would lead the way. Would that lead the way for Georgia to get it?
Yeah.
It would, right?
It would put Georgia in. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take Texas here to play spoiler and get it done.
All right. I'm on the Horns as well. So what could go wrong with this one? All three of us, Horns up. This game, this next one, I've been thinking about it ever since I realized AY had it on there. The Territorial Cup.
The Territorial Cup.
Do you want me to go first? Did you have any insights?
You've been thinking about it since? You said you've been thinking about it?
I flipped a coin and I came up Arizona. I just don't know which way to go on it. Obviously, I believed in the fork to get back to the title game. That's not going to happen in all likelihood. I don't even know what they need, if anything. If anything matters at this point for them to get back to the Big 12 title game. But yeah, I'm going AZ Wildcats. See what happens.
I'll go Horns up here. Up here. I like what they've been able to do down there in Tucson, but I will ride the roller coaster that is the Jeff Sims experience, and I'll take the Forks. All right. You're not going up there, are you, Dan?
Absolutely not. No flipping way.
It's supposed to be rain, some
terrible weather.
Snow in the forecast.
Yeah. At least terrible traveling weather just to get out of freaking Cleveland right now.
The land.
this weekend. So yeah, no chance.
No
The
chance.
game.
The game. Not the big game, which is Stanford Cal.
Of course.
This is a smaller game.
Doesn't have big in the title, so agreed.
True.
I'll say this. I shared it probably 3 weeks ago. The Holy Wife saying, well, even if they lose to Michigan, which is an incredible thing to utter with the dominant run that Ohio State had leading up to these last 4 years. I think knowing that at least one Ohio State fan, I'm sure others feel the same way, should give the Wolves some, as if they needed it already by beating them the last 4 years, a little bit of an edge, despite the we chronicled it last week, I believe, how just miserable, about as miserable of a 9-2 season you can have.
Yeah, it's. You think Penn State would have gone 9-2 with this schedule?
No, because they lost. They play UCLA. I don't know.
They're basically the same caliber, right? They both had 1-point games with Northwestern. What else was there? I forget who else off the top of my head. Nebraska, Penn State whooped Nebraska. Nebraska beat them by 3. Lost it by 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm taking the points though for sure with that psychological edge they'll still maintain. And I know what's going on. You know, Tate didn't play last week. Jeremiah Smith didn't play last week. I think
that's load management.
Surprised that they're not in.
I think it's load management against my beloved girls.
Exactly.
I think they're gonna be all right.
Maybe there's some little ring rust, something. I'm not.
No, I think again, Can's law of averages. I've said this for the last three times I've picked this game. I'm going to do it again. Exorcism of demons. It's going to be done. The streak will be broken. It will be broken in a big way. I'm going down swinging. I've been yelling it the whole way. Did you see if you had started with that game 4 years ago or 5 years ago?
I can't imagine what it would be.
And bet $100 on Michigan every time money line. I rolled it every time.
Yep.
I think you'd be up to like 24,000 or something like that.
Yeah. Last year alone, I mean, huge payout last year.
Yeah. So, we shall see. You heard me.
Ohio State is definitely better though, so that's why I delved into.
I had a free bet on the duel. No free sponsors, no free shout outs.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah. But I had a free bet on one of the sites, and I did place it on Ohio State minus 5.5 back in a long time ago when there was nothing else to wager on for me. So good KLV there. Getting that look ahead line.
Yep.
All right. Pacific Northwest, Oregon. I think they're continuing to run into shape here. It looked formidable against USC, but again, still dealing with injuries. I think they're sneaky. They're not sneaky, but I think they can beat you in a lot of ways. And Washington, you see them lose against Wisconsin, who isn't all that bad. I'll preface it with that. They've been playing well, at least in the last month. Sorry. Last month, they haven't been that bad. But again, they paced at Purdue. I don't know who they played last week. If they played anybody last week, I can't remember. Oh, the UCLA. They killed UCLA, I think. Right? I don't know. I think they're a little fool's gold there. They played a Purdue and a UCLA team that aren't all that good, and so I think people buying in. And I'll go with Oregon here to cover again. Again, road favorite. I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm with you on the Ducks, but yeah, I think it's close. House of Horrors, as they were calling it on whatever broadcast I heard them talking about it for Oregon of late, or maybe it was an AY was talking about a House of Horrors. I don't know. Somebody was, but yeah, I got the Ducks.
Yeah. All right. This one, Is LSU, is that team dead? They played Western Kentucky last week and we won like 17-10 or something like that. Disgusting.
I believe it was 13-10.
Even more disgusting.
Not as gross. Which this is right in your wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Young, what the hell's his name? Caden Kelly.
Who's that?
Brian Kelly's son saying free BK. Free my boy BK.
Yeah. I'm done with this LSU team, but I think 10 is too much.
They're another team, by the way. It's quite the party. It's like a four horse race of really disappointing. The expectations LSU came in with this year. You mentioned on some of the other schools.
You going OU here?
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I think this is going to be my thing. I'm just going to keep picking Oklahoma to just
10.5
head down through big spreads.
I'll take OU here as well.
Really, like 4.5 is a fair number in any Oklahoma game, regardless of opponent.
That's why I want to pick LSU here, but I don't know. I think the way that they're kicking the field goals, they can get a free 6 points there, so it'll jump it from 7 to 13. So I'm thinking
we'll see if, but we will see. Or worth noting if the script gets flipped on the Sooners this year, as they flipped it on Bama last year.
That is true. Very vulnerable.
Similar, I would say, very similar circumstances.
Just as ugly a team they're playing as they were last year.
Right.
All right. What do we have here?
Pavia.
Pavs. Vols.
Pavia v. Roth.
I think it is up to 3 now, maybe even above that. But we pick it as we had the lines.
Yeah, we did lock it in.
We're locked in. I'm taking the Vols here. Vanderbilt, it's been a great story, but I do think there's a little bit of big brother here that they're going to rise up. Volunteers have not had that good of a season. You look at their wins, and a ton of great losses. You look at their wins, pretty ass. And who is their best win? I'm trying to think of, is it Kentucky? I don't even know.
Who, the Vols?
Yeah.
No, they got LSU. That was kind of big in the moment, I suppose. Right?
When they beat LSU?
They were number 10. LSU was. And they got Missouri. They got those 2 back-to-back weeks. They killed Scar, but that was, I believe, that was the game they sell us.
You're talking about Vanderbilt.
Oh, you're saying who the Vols' best win is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, might be Kentucky. or beating Angeli.
Beating Angeli.
Beating Angeli.
Yeah. I'm going to go here with the Vols to get a signature win for their season, which is ironic as it is over little brother Vanderbilt. I think this is the first time they've both been ranked in this match. And I think this is like the 50th time that the Ohio State Michigan game is a top 15 matchup. So got the full gamut. I'm going Tennessee here.
All right, me as well. I do need to pause really quickly. I will tell you after what's going on here.
Yeah, 2 hours.